That's how you make a point. When you have the last 10 games of the season and the season's on the line and you have an opportunity to get a win against a team that you have to beat, to separate yourself from the play-in game, that's how you do it. You put performances like this on the table and say that we're going to make up for the Cleveland blunder, the home loss against the Boston Celtics. You come out with a great 127-115 win against the LA Clippers. And the MVP of the NBA, Stan Van Gundy, was pushing the Nikola Jokic propaganda tonight. I'm not sure if you were listening, but he was telling the world that if the voters are smart, they're voting Nikola Jokic for the MVP. He didn't leave it up to chance. He didn't leave it up to opinion. He said the advanced analytics, the raw data, the only player in the NBA that's top 10 in points, rebounds, and assists, the player that's averaging essentially 26, 14, and 8, shooting 57% from the field. The guy that's leading all the stats and has his team 43-30 despite having Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. not available. That's the MVP of the NBA, and he put on a show tonight to show everybody that I'm that kind of guy. I'm that player. 30 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, 9 of 15 from the field, 12 of 13 from the free throw line. That's the kind of performance you're looking for. He was dominant tonight. He would have had a triple-double tonight if the Nuggets were able to hit some of those shots that they had in the first quarter and second quarter, because he had some absolute dimers down the court in transition today. But they weren't able to convert them. But that's still a great game. That's a B-plus game from Nikola Jokic tonight, 30, 14, and 6. You kind of come to expect that. By the way, Nikola Jokic is one of the only players in the NBA this season that is putting up the kind of numbers he's putting up and also the scoring volume. Nikola Jokic this season, if I can pull it up, there are only 6 players in the NBA that have made 600-plus field goals this season. Nikola Jokic is second in the NBA in total field goals made at 646, but he leads the group of 6 by far in field goal percentage and true shooting. His field goal percentage on the season is 57%, and his true shooting this season is 65.6%. He's the only one in the NBA with those kind of numbers. So again, we're talking value. He's one of the best scorers, if not the best scorer in the NBA the last 2 seasons. So watching him put a performance like this today, when they put 3 different centers on him, they put Rocco on him, they put Hartenstein on him, they put Zubac on him. But at the end of the day, man, you can't stop somebody like that. So great game from Jokic tonight. I want to shout out Monte Morris, man. He's been one of the better guards in the clutch, really for the last month and a half, or maybe since 2022 turn. Tonight, Monte Morris had 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists, 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 3 from the three-point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He was a plus 16 tonight. All of his threes were huge. I think Monte Morris had 8 straight points to end the first half and at the end of the second quarter. Put him up 72-61, I want to say. He was great. Monte Morris was really good, man. Like, I know that, like, Bones Hyland, the best, maybe facsimile of Jamal Murray's overall game from a penetration, offensive creating standpoint, shot making standpoint. But Monte Morris, man, he's just that kind of player, man. Tonight he didn't have a turnover. So again, a 5-0 assist to turnover ratio. That's so invaluable. And then when you got a player that can put up 15, 3, and 5 every so often, he'd average at about 13 and 4 this season. Just a great backup point guard, just a great fringe starting point guard. I'm very glad that the Nuggets have him. That was a great game from him. Aaron Gordon tonight, man. He had some really crucial plays tonight. Aaron Gordon didn't shoot well. He was 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. He was 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 5 of 5 from the free throw line with 1 block. He was a plus 20 tonight. He actually played really good defense in spots. He also had some great attacks at the rim today that led to some dunks. He was slashing in the second half. He was really crucial, man. The Nuggets don't win the game without him doing what he did down the stretch. So Aaron Gordon had a good comeback game tonight, 16, 7, and 6. If Aaron Gordon could just average somewhere around there, man, he would be an invaluable piece. But again, he has such an offensive and defensive load this season with everybody out, man, that he can't put it on every night. But he was able to do it tonight, man. Looked really good. Shout out to Aaron Gordon. Jeff Green tonight had like 10 points. I think he had 8 points in the first quarter. Jeff Green, 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. He was 7 of 10 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. He was a plus 19. Again, can't expect Jeff Green to do it all the time. 14th year in the league, I think it is. But tonight he was really good. Tonight he was crucial. He was the second best offensive player in the first quarter for the Denver Nuggets. He was getting to the rim. He's a great transition player. He just has like this athleticism that ever since he was at Georgetown, it's almost like he's still the same player. Like the way he's able to get to the basket. Like I said, man, one of the reasons I wanted him to be signed just because he adds a layer of offensive versatility and even defensive versatility in the playoffs when he really ramps it up. But offensively, he's just such a good athlete to the rim. And he's a decent enough shooter. He's only shooting around 33% this year from three or something like that. So it's not great. But again, man, if he was just shooting 36% from three in the playoffs, 37%, that's huge, man. That's huge. Shout out to Jeff Green tonight. He was great. We got to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Bones Hyland, man. 16 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists, 6 of 8 from the fields, 4 of 6 from 3. And he was great tonight. It said he was a -4, but really that was just because of some late runs by the Clippers. Wasn't his fault at all. Bones Hyland was spectacular. He had a step back three-pointer tonight that was clutch. He had 4 of 6 from 3. Honestly, man, at the end of the game when the Clippers started making a run, I was wondering, Michael Malone, you going to put him in the game? Because they were struggling to get some offensive rhythm after a while. Bones Hyland, man, he was great. Him and Boogie Cousins tonight, and Boogie Cousins at 8, 5, and 2 on 4 of 7 shooting tonight. He was a +2. Him and Boogie Cousins as a duo off the bench is really, really, really good pairing. Because Boogie is a great passer. He had a crazy Nikola Jokic-esque cross-court baseline pass to Austin Rivers for the three-pointer tonight. That was just great from Boogie Cousins, man. They just have such a good combination because Boogie's a good enough perimeter shooter and really especially good enough passer where he's able to work with Bones on the dribble handoff, on the cuts, the slashes to the rim. But even when Bones is coming downhill and they have to contend and try to get 2 on him to keep him from going to the basket, he's able to hit those kick-out threes, man, and it's making him at a decent clip. And it's not great. He's not shooting, 39% from 3, but he's shooting well enough that he's a threat. So shout out to Boogie Cousins, man. He was really good tonight. I got to shout out Will Barton, too. Will Barton had 10, 4, and 2, 4, and 9, and 2 of 5 from 3, +16. Had some lapses. He wasn't great in the first quarter. He was missing in the first quarter, but he had some good moments down the stretch. Again, 10, 4, and 2. You don't love that. Again, he's only averaging 10, 3, and 3 on like 30% from the field, like 30% from 3, like 33% from the field over the last, since March started, maybe the last 15 games or so. So it's not been good at all. But he played better in spots in the second half, so that's what you need. Austin Rivers tonight, man, I'm telling you, man, like I said, there's a world in which Austin Rivers is starting and Will Barton gets some time off. 22 minutes, 11 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 4 of 6 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, 1 block. It says a -12, but don't let the stats fool you. That was also in some stretches. He played great defense. When he was on Luke Kennard didn't do anything. When he was chasing Terrence Mann, he didn't do anything. He's by far the best off-ball chaser. And again, there are some stats that track this as well. He's one of the 10 best guard off-ball chasers in the NBA. And when you have shooters like Luke Kennard, who are 45% from 3 this season, you're trying to keep them from getting open shots, Austin Rivers is perfect. He's great at dealing with players like Steph Curry, Luke Kennard, Klay Thompson, the ones that want to get those open shots that are trying to look for their spots. He's really good at making it difficult for those players. So huge shout out to Austin Rivers tonight. Jermichael Green, 2 and 1 tonight, and 0 of 3. He was a -5. He had some good moments getting those free throws that were really necessary. Bryn Forbes only played 12 minutes tonight. He had 3 points, and he was 1 of 2 from 3 tonight. He was a -2. And so the Denver Nuggets win, man. That's what's most important. They were 54% from the field. They were 50% from the three-point line, and they were 91% from the free throw line. Made the difference. They were 21 of 23. Made the difference tonight. They only had 9 turnovers. The Clippers only had 6. They had 9 turnovers. They had 31 assists tonight. They had some 2014 San Antonio Spurs passing on 2 possessions in particular tonight. They had 40 rebounds and 6 offensive rebounds, and they had 5 blocks and 4 steals. It's a great game, man. Nikola Jokic, 30, 14, and 6, 3 blocks, 2 steals, +10, MVP, call it a day. Talk to somebody else about it. I told you all season he's the MVP, best player in the NBA, y'all. I'm telling you, man. Okay, they had a great game coming up. The Denver Nuggets are sitting at 43 and 30. The Warriors are slipping. They lost 3 straight. They're a game and a half behind the Mavericks. They're 2.5 games behind the Utah Jazz. They have a chance against the Suns without Chris Paul. They're winning 5 straight games. They got a chance to beat that team. They beat him earlier this year with Jokic. They play against them on Thursday. So got an opportunity to get it done, y'all. Hey, Swipa gang. I'm gonna see y'all soon.